Yeah, I think all of those things that you just mentioned are things that I try to tap into. And I'll admit I'm not perfect. And, sometimes the day just gets away from me. I love an afternoon walk. But really something that's helped me is just to walk away from my desk.
Maureen Choi, great to have you here. I'm really excited to talk to you. You are a longtime beauty expert. You have a career that spans editorial to the brand side. You are a beauty junkie through and through. Thanks for joining me. This topic is perfect for you to help us understand, your perspective on all things from the inside.
Yeah, I'm such, a fan of yours and a fan of Rae. And it's my absolute pleasure to chat with you today.
Amazing. Well, let's get into it. You've been in the beauty industry your entire career. You have seen so much evolve. One of the best movements, in my opinion, is, we're all working to feel comfortable in our own skin. What does that mean to you? And what have you seen throughout the years on this trend?
Yeah, I'm happy to report that there's been such an evolution in the beauty and wellness space. And I think what's so exciting about the time we're living in now, it's really about, not striving for perfection or this unattainable societal expectation of what beauty and sort of health and wellness means. It's really owning that definition and being confident in, who you are, acting the way you want, saying the things you want. And it's a really inspiring time, I think, in the industry to empower people to really feel, self-confidence is a choice. And I think everyone is sort of embracing that in this moment.
Yeah, I love it. I think it is one of the most important movements in the beauty industry is how you feel from the inside is the most important thing. How can we as individuals, companies, those of us in the industry, entities, help support this movement of shining from the inside, confidence, inner beauty, radiating outward, not just to one another, but to frankly the next generation. I think about that all the time, the next generation of women.
Yeah, it's kind of a double-edged sword because I think brands, the industry in general, there is a reflection out there, and I think it's important to start at the individual level, but it's also important to see yourself, as we talk about representation and seeing sort of yourself reflected in advertisements and media. So I do believe that, we all have a part to play. I think what's so nice is this embracing of individuality. And as I said before, it's not really about striving for this unattainable standard of beauty. And, I think there is an obligation on the brand side, the industry, to continue to reflect how people are really feeling empowered and embracing who they are. And that idea of shining from the inside out, it's cliche, but I think it's truthful for a reason. Like when you feel confident, when you feel well, that really does radiate in terms of an external beauty. I believe it really, like, there's the law of attraction too. And, I think what's interesting about the beauty industry is that, sometimes it can get a bad rap for being superficial at times, but there's really fun to be had. And I love the idea of exploration, with makeup, for example, you can have that transformative element. I think with the idea of wellness, really feeding yourself from the inside out, when you do have a little bit more pep in your step, I think that really does show. So to answer your question, I do think it's a holistic effort on everyone's part. I think what's exciting too is, it used to be sort of a one-way conversation where brands, the industry sort of set the tone again of what was considered beautiful at the time or confident at the time. And, now we're really embracing beauty in all its forms, wellness in all its forms. And I think we're on the right path, and it's about having these conversations. And I don't want to say that I feel confident in my skin every single day, every moment. I'm human as well, but there are little things that I do that really can shift my mood, shift my mind, and really, as I said before, the self-confidence as a choice, like choosing to do really beautiful things that sort of fill me up and energize me are definitely ways that I try and maintain that shine, as you say. So yeah.
So what are some of those things that you do? What do you do to put mind over everything and wellness? Wellness and beauty is, you cannot separate those concepts.
Right.
What matters most is what we talk about at Rae all the time is mind before anything, because if your mental health is the most important thing, everything else continues to fall into place. So what specifically do you do? I'd love to hear your routines.
Yeah. And I think with that, before I dive into some of like my personal things, I think the last few years have been so challenging on every level for people. And again, I know it's easier said than done to carve out like a little bit of time for yourself, but it's so important, because you hit the nail on the head about where your mental state is really radiates through your physical manifestation of how you feel, and how you interact with others. And so I do believe that it starts with the mind. And I tell people, like, my bathroom is destination relaxation. I fully embrace it. It's been a shift for me, because I've always loved beauty, but I think, when I was younger, I felt a little bit more obligated, and felt a little bit more, taxing in terms of like, okay, I got to do my routine. But the shift in mindset of making my bathroom like a sanctuary, and not feeling guilty about taking the time to care for myself, has really shifted my perspective. So again, bathroom, destination relaxation. One of my favorite things to do is actually to take a morning bath.
Oh.
And I like sort of like, I fill my tub halfway, just sort of like lukewarm water. It sets me up for the right mental space of the day, rather than unwinding in the evening. I find, I started doing that during the pandemic, and it's really set the tone for the day. So, I'll put bath salts in. I like to do a little facial treatment with some tools while I'm in the bath. And, it's just a time to unplug for me. And of course, I'm a product junkie, so I do like to explore there. I love to play with scents in the morning, and essential oils. Obviously I work for Necessaire, so one of my favorite products is actually the Eucalyptus body wash. And it's sort of like a double duty thing, because it's obviously designed to like cleanse your skin, but it's formulated with pure essential oils that really, I didn't tap in. I've never really been a fragrance person, but the mood that it sets, the clarity that it provides, sort of all my senses, really has made a world of difference. And I would say, as much as I love products, it's less for me about the external appearance. I love to take care of myself, and that really sort of fills me up, from the sensorial level, scent, and the physicality of product, and just sort of experimenting and taking that, carving out the time just for me to feel good.
I love that you do it in the morning. Everybody talks about finding their sense of calm, before bedtime, doing a lot of what you just described. I love finding your calm so that you can fight mental fatigue throughout the day, maintain just this level of balance. I feel like that's what I'm hearing from you, that it gives you throughout the day. I love that. Thank you for sharing that. I'm going to start to try that. That's incredible. And anything that, that you do throughout the day, we talk a lot about micro habits, and how it doesn't have to be Something that you do all day, every day, all of the time, standing during a Zoom meeting, drinking water, walking outside, getting a little bit of vitamin D for your body will help you radiate from the inside. And so anything else that you found that helps you support your own sense of wellness throughout the day?
Yeah, I think all of those things that you just mentioned are things that I try to tap into. And I'll admit I'm not perfect. And, sometimes the day just gets away from me. I love an afternoon walk. But really something that's helped me is just to walk away from my desk. Um, Even if it's for like 30 seconds, I think when you shift your environment,
Yes.
even for a split second, it can do a lot to shift your energy, and make you more self-aware, I think, of some of the tension and the stress that you're carrying that you may not, register as you're sitting, in front of your setup. I think everyone probably has, at this point, like a pretty robust at home setup. And just, people talk about refreshing your eyes and looking away for 30 seconds. That's just something that I do, is physically remove myself from the environment of work, however long I can sort of escape for. And that's done a lot. Just, it's very easy to do. I think sometimes carving out like a 30-minute walk is great, but not always attainable. So the shift in environment has done a lot for me personally.
I love, because you're right. Every time you take a minute, that that level of pause, mental clarity provides that level of confidence and comfort to attack or create whatever is next in your day. So I love that you're saying that. Thank you so much for spending time with me, talking about how to feel comfortable in your own skin. It all starts from the inside. It all starts with the mind. Thanks for your tips and thanks for your expertise. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, my pleasure. Such a lovely conversation to start the day off with.
Great.